As we wait till Monday until the hearing for Brett Kavanaugh's accuser, Hollywood do what they always do. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And also, I was recently at a special preview screening of Gosnell, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Also, we'll speak with Laci Williams about the second issue of Expressions. All this on this episode of Trent Chat.
From the highways of America, here's the podcast where we talk politics, a little entertainment, some culture, and this and that, from the road to your ears. This is Trend Chat with your host, Brian Bledsoe.
And welcome to another episode of Trend Chat. I'm your host, Brian Bledsoe, and if you want to connect with us, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat. It's all the same name, Trend Chat 24/7. Wow, I did that all in one take. Didn't have to do that. Just wonder how fast I could say it. Actually, let me say that again, just in case I said it too fast. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, it's all the same name, at TrendChat 24/7. So, like I mentioned, we're still waiting. Apparently, right now, it's still scheduled for Monday for the hearing to hear from Brett Kavanaugh's accuser about sexual assault, which happened over 35 years ago. And apparently, one thing out of it is that she, I think I mentioned it on the last episode where she wants an FBI investigation. The FBI has responded saying they're not going to do an investigation, and also, I guess her team is saying that they're not ready, that this is that they need more time, which I will say, not only did you have 35 years of time, but also not only that, you also had months of time, because it's not like we knew about Brett Kavanaugh yesterday. He was announced as the nominee months ago. So not only did you have the time that you had previously, like I said, 35 years, but you also had months of time. And so it seems more and more, like I mentioned last episode, this is just more of just a stalling tactic, that they're just trying to slow the process down as much as possible. Once them being the Democrats, and obviously, and no surprise, the media is helping them. I'm very confident to say if this was the other way around, if we were talking about, if this was during the Obama administration and his nominee had something like this, the accuser would be discredited and would get no coverage, and they would have probably already voted by now, instead of doing what the Republicans had done as far as agreeing to this hearing. But nevertheless, that's how it is. So it's nothing new, and I just hope that as of right now, she has until February to Friday to turn in, I guess, a written statement or written whatever she wants to bring up during the hearing on Monday. And as of right now, as of recording, I haven't heard if she has done that yet. So there's still a possibility that it might not even happen at all. Who knows? But in the meantime, like I said in the beginning, Hollywood is doing what they always do. You have a number of actresses out there. They made a little video all in support of the accuser, and saying we believe you. And like I said, they're implicit in wanting to, well, not only slow down the process, they literally want this to be, they don't want him to be confirmed at all, which, obviously that's what they want as well. It was something that was brought up during the Emmys. Actually, you had some people out there having having on their dresses or whatever like that, or even tattooed on them in a way about not, don't confirm Kavanaugh or whatever like that. So yeah, that's no surprise as well. That anything to obstruct anything that has to do with Republicans. Hollywood is always there to. Hollywood and the media in general are always there to, lend a helping hand to obstruct anything conservative, especially, but even, anything Republican is always the enemy in their eyes. So, like I said, that's just, par for the course. So, like I said, we're still waiting, and we'll see what happens on Monday. And I don't know. Pretty sure we might be on Tuesday afterwards, and I guess we'll have a lot more clarity on that day, on Tuesday, if we are on Tuesday. So now we're recording this on Friday, September the 21st. Now, normally, if you've listened to Trend Chat, you know that we're typically on Tuesday and Thursday, but one reason, because we were at the Gosnell screening last night, and it went a little long, so I just decided to wait till Friday morning to. It's my show. I could pick the time. It was an arbitrary time that I picked anyway, Tuesday and Thursday. So I come on when I want to. Actually, I have the only limit I have is 45 minutes, and also the limit in total that I mentioned I think the last episode. I have, as of right now, we on a short time period overall as far as how many more episodes we're going to do. I mentioned that before. I think 2 episodes back. So, but yeah, so I guess one thing before I talk about the Gosnell movie that I want to mention, because like I said, today is Friday that we're recording, and yesterday was a very, very important day because it was National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Now, I actually don't know who determines all these national days or whatever, like this, like it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. I'm pretty sure today is a national something day. I don't know where these come from. I know a lot of times when you look up one day, it's like 5 or 6 different days on one day. So I don't know who determines that and how that happens. Sometimes I just feel like someone just creates a hashtag and someone just goes along with it. Like there's no official proclamation saying like today is, National Pepperoni Pizza Day. I think sometimes I kind of feel like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a national hashtag day. Don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's out there. I think if I Google it after we finish, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget, but I'm pretty sure there's like a national hashtag day one day this year. So, but yeah, as someone who loves pepperoni pizza as myself, I know this is a very, very serious topic, but yeah, I am a fan of the pepperoni pizza. That matter of fact, that's basically the only topping I really want on my pizza. And let's be honest, really, I brought this up just to make sure that I mentioned that pineapples do not belong on pizza. That's all this was for. I just wanted to make sure I bring that up again, because that's just gross. Don't at me, but pineapples on pizza is just gross. But then again, you're getting that from a very picky eater, so who knows? But yeah, I just can't. Anyway, all of that just to say, that's my position. That's my stance, and I stand firm in that stance that pineapples do not belong on pizza. Just like I said, don't at me. I am as strong on this as anything. I would not be moved on this subject. So, matter of fact, that's it. There's no other discussion. and we're just moving on to the next topic. Matter of fact, before we move on, let's hear a friend of the show. The Founding Project, which I've played, on here, I guess every episode, mostly. So if you don't know about them by now, if you've been listening to Trend Chat and don't know about the Founding Project, I'm guessing you just fast forward every time. And so if you are, don't fast forward this time. Listen, you might actually like it. Listen to this. It's just 30 seconds. That's all it is. So hear from my friends from the Founding Project.
Hello, Trend Chat fans. The Founding Project invites you to experience our latest resource to take civics to citizens, TFP's new website. Visit us at www.thefoundingproject.com. Be a part of the civics movement with the Founding Project. The Founding Project is a 501c3 education nonprofit. Join us today.
Politics and other stuff, maybe. This is Trend Chat with your host, Brian Bledsoe.
So, like I mentioned before, I need to quit saying that. I keep mentioning that, like I mentioned before. But anyway, I'm just gonna, let me quit saying that again. So, but I went to see Gosnell. It was a special preview screening in Dallas last night, and boy, I mean, if you know anything about this case, I'm not going to call him doctor because he was not a doctor anymore. I would say he was a murderer. So Kermit Gosnell, and the trial that happened, and the clinic that he run, the murder mill, where he was an abortionist, and turned up, and where I guess they were raiding his clinic for looking for, I guess, like it was a drug case that also turned into a murder case, really. And when they raided the clinic, they found, one, that it was a absolutely filthy facility, for one. And during their search, they found all these red bags, all these, as Gosnell will call it, medical waste. And so, but in all of that, they found babies, basically, in these bags where he has been performing abortions, killing babies for years. And they found more. They found like 5 or 6 even more fully grown babies. And also it led up to found out about what he did to a number of women, where you had some of them die. And this particular case focused on one in particular, which was able to get it to trial. This movie kind of just showed, one, how difficult it is to even bring someone like this to trial, let alone, it's not like where you could just say like, okay, he has killed all these babies, let's send him to trial for murder. Because of the nature of abortion in this country, where you have so many people that are pretty numb to the fact about what goes on with abortion, where I'm pretty sure most people, I'm very sure that people don't, even the people that support abortion, don't really know what happens during an abortion, what is done. And in this movie, they describe what the procedure of killing a child, better known as, abortion. And it's so you see what goes on in the trial, and I'll tell you one thing in particular is that I noticed in the movie, and it was backed up by the transcripts, because that's one thing that they show in the beginning, is that this movie is based on a true story, and a lot of the dialogue comes from transcripts during the trial and notes and from the actual people that lived throughout this ordeal. And one thing that stuck out to me, which I knew already, but just to see it on film, is the callousness of Kermit Gosnell, and how he just felt like he didn't have no problem in what he was doing. And it's how he didn't think twice about what he was doing. As a matter of fact, and I am pretty sure a lot of other abortionists out there feel like they're doing the right thing, because in their eyes and in a lot of people's eyes, they see having a child as a punishment, and they should not be they shouldn't have to deal with that. And that's how they feel, and so they feel justified in killing the child. Basically, they lost their sense of humanity for the child. I mean, even though they want to express how much they feel for the mother, but they care nothing for the baby. So that's one thing that kind of really stuck out, is just seeing how cold he was towards this whole thing. He was sitting there, just sitting back, kind of like he just knew that, well, I'm gonna walk away scot-free and nothing's gonna happen. But if you know anything about the case, he was tried and he was found guilty, and he is currently serving a life sentence with no parole right now. So, but yeah, I would say definitely to check this movie out. It premieres October 12th, and they did a Q&A with some of the people who were starring in the movie, and also the producers and of the film. And they mentioned as of right now they have 600 to 700 theaters nationwide. And so if you listen to this, I can't recommend more to watch this film when it comes out and support it. Give it a great opening weekend. I'm definitely going to go wherever I'm at in the country. If I'm not back home here in Fort Worth or wherever I'm at, I'm going to try to catch it so I want to contribute as much as I can to get this message out and to really shine a light on what has been going on for ever since 1973. This, and maybe some people will see this and have an epiphany. So, but and like I said, we're talking about abortion in this, all throughout this film. So it's not going to be a happy go lucky type film. It's going to be a very somber mood for them. Pretty much, there's not really a lot of levity, not a lot of laughter in this, but it's important and it needs to be seen. And it, not like I said, I encourage everyone to try to catch it. Gosnellmovie.com if you want to see where it's playing, where it will be playing, and if it's not in your area, they mentioned to go to your theater and demand it. And also, there's options on there as far as if you want to purchase group tickets as well. If you want to take members of your Tea Party group or Republican group, conservative group, et cetera, pro-life groups. So yeah, definitely just want to help this movie out as much as possible. Definitely need more movies like this, and for us to get more movies like this, we have to support them when they come out. So yeah. Now, I guess on a lighter note is I found out when I watched this movie that I knew more people than I thought that are in this movie. So on the week of the premiere on October 12th, we're going to play an interview with one of the actors in Gosnell, and we're going to have that we're going to post that on the week of. But as I was watching it, I also noticed other people that I haven't seen in a long time. I mean, people that I know personally were in this movie that I saw them come across the screen. I'm like, hold on, that's so and so. So we may have even more people on Trend Chat on the week of to talk about the movie and their experience in filming it and everything. So that was kind of cool. One, the founder of Politichicks, CEO, editor-in-chief, Anne-Marie Morel, she's in the movie. I knew that already, but also there were other people that I know that that were in the film. So like I said, I'm going to hold off on that. And like I said, I know we're going to have at least one on the show on the week of, but we may have even more. So it might turn into might be 2 or 3 episodes that week. Really want to get this, get the word out as much as possible on this. And so again, it's gosnellmovie.com if you want to know where you can, where it's going to be shown in your area. And like I said, if it's not in your area, go to your theater and demand it, and make an event out of it. Get some people to come to the movie theater and check this out. So yeah, and I tell you, it's hard to really talk about the particular movie and not really kind of get a little choked up because it's really sad. Because like I said, this is a true story. But yeah, so I'll talk more about it, especially on the week of about the movie. So we're gonna well, one other thing right quick. But before we get to that, I had one. I came across something that was kind of funny, and so I'm just gonna let you wait on that before. And like I mentioned, Anne-Marie Morel was in the movie, so perfect time right now to play an ad for Politichicks. Hello, this is Brian Bledsoe, host of Trend Chat. Also contributor at Politichicks.com. Here to tell you about the new book called Politichicks, A Clarion Call to Political Activism, with over 300 pages from contributors like myself, talking about topics such as education, social issues, healthcare, the Second Amendment, and of course, activism. I encourage you all to check it out at Politichicks.com, and is also available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So when I left from watching the movie and talking with people afterwards, I don't know. I think I was checking on Twitter or something, and I was seeing a tweet about the Cleveland Browns of all things. I don't know. Maybe someone was on my feed was tweeting about it. Then I looked and noticed in the story saying that I think it was a couple of minutes before in the fourth quarter, and saying that they're going to win their first game in 2 years or since 2016. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you telling me a team hasn't won since 2016? And yeah, look, I haven't been really following as much on the NFL for a while. So, and mainly because like I mentioned, I'm not so much boycotting. I just don't care anymore. Because it's not like something where I'm just begrudgingly not watching because, whether it's about, the national anthem, kneeling and all that. No, I mean, for me, it was more than that because there was other things that happened before. I'm not going to get into that. I've done a whole couple of rants about that, but I just don't care about not only NFL, NBA, all of that. They're just whatever. But so when I came across that, but I saw, and I'm like, okay, let me let me see what's going on. And so I caught like the last minute, and I think it was Cleveland got the ball back, and they were just running the clock out. And you would have thought that Cleveland just won a Super Bowl or at least a playoff game. seeing grown men just hugging each other out there in the crowd after winning one game, just winning a game, not like I said, not winning the championship. I kind of feel like I'm like Allen Iverson right now talking about practice, but they just won a game, not a championship, not a playoff game, just a regular season game. And the elation and jubilation that went out amongst, it was like Cleveland won the NBA championship. I'm going to be surprised they have a parade tomorrow or something about, and the quarterback, Baker Mayfield, maybe, he'll get a statue in front of the Brown Stadium or something. I mean, they really, but then again, if you haven't won since 2016, I guess you would be pretty happy to win one at least. So, but yeah, anyway, that was, I just found that was just amazing on a number of levels. Like I said, given the fact that you have a one, and also when you actually do one, we actually won a game, then seeing how joyous the people were, how they were so happy. But anyway, good for them. So who knows? That's probably the last time I watched an NFL game for a while. Who knows? Maybe I might be in the bar and see it. But anyway, let's get to our interview with Laci Williams, because we definitely want to hear about the second issue coming up. And matter of fact, it's out today. It's already out. Came out midnight today. Like I said, this is being recorded on Friday, September 21st. And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about the second issue and how things have been going, since the first issue. So without further ado, here's our interview with Laci.
This is Trend Chat.
Hello, this is Trend Chat, and we are bringing back someone that we spoke with a couple of months ago. When we talked with her last, she was launching a fashion magazine called Expressions. And so that first issue did very well, and now we're coming up on the second issue, and we're bringing her back to talk about how things are going since then. I'm talking about Laci Williams, who is the founder, CEO, president, editor-in-chief, just all-around boss of Expressions Magazine. How you doing?
Hi, Brian. How are ya?
So, like I said, last time we had you on, it was before the first issue was launched at the Young Women's Leadership Summit. So, just tell us how things been going since the launch, and
Well, it's kind of been a little bit of a whirlwind. Basically, we've doubled our page size, so that's been a lot more work for me and the team. But mostly, we've just gotten a lot of recognition from a lot of different sources, whether it be like the Daily Wire. I was on Fox News talking about reclaiming feminism. And like we've had to double in sales. Like I'm ordering twice as many magazines this time, and everything's gone up. People are really starting to notice and take hold of the important things we're trying to do with reclaiming feminism and giving conservative girls a voice in the lifestyle magazine industry. So it's been crazy, and I'm loving every minute of it, and I know the team is too.
I know I saw that you were being interviewed on Fox News. It was Fox and Friends, correct?
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. So I live in Denver, and that was on the East Coast. So I woke up at like 1:30 to get there at 4:30 because I live like 45 minutes away from where they would tape it. So I was up pretty early. I was like, should I even go to sleep? But then it was just crazy. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, first few sentences, I was pretty nervous. But then after that, things just really started to flow. I started talking about things that I knew, and that I bring up every time I pretty much talk to anybody. And it was just so much fun, you know. Ainsley, I had seen her speak before at one of the conferences I go to for Turning Point, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's interviewing me? So great, twice as nervous, right? But it was a lot of fun. I never really knew how TV worked, and I'd love to do it again. That's something I really like, and I was really happy about the orders that came through after that. They put it up big in big letters where to order it, and as soon as I got off, people were ordering, and I have all my emails synced up to my phone, so it was like one after another. If it wasn't an order, it was like this crazy, amazing compliment. So I'm forever thankful for Fox and Friends.
So now, with that, and then just having the magazine out there, I mean, I guess have things kind of changed at school? I mean, do people recognize you as a superstar there, or it's
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, definitely like our local newspaper and the newspaper at school, like I've been in those and things like that. But it's like, I think especially us that are involved in politics as much as we are, we think that, I mean, when you're quote unquote famous in the political realm, you're like, nobody really knows who you are unless you're like Beyonce or Jay-Z. So, I mean, your life can still stay pretty normal, but I'm not famous by any means. I'm not trying to make myself famous. I'm trying to make my magazine famous. And I like to live a pretty quiet life for right now. I'm still in college. I don't really have a lot of time for anything big, but I mean, in the future, for sure, not a lot has changed, I'd say.
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to change as expressions continues to grow. And speaking of expressions, let's talk about the second issue. What's all in it? What can we expect?
I'm so excited. So, like I said, we're doing twice as many pages. Our layouts this issue, because when we were doing our first issue, we were just my team was getting a hang of doing different designing and different graphics, and it was all new to pretty much everybody. We really stepped it up this issue. Layouts are twice as good. I mean, I'm just so proud of my team for how things look first and foremost. But this is the lifestyle issue. We've doubled in size also with our contributors. It's amazing. We're doing so many cool articles. We did a kind of like a back to school beauty, and even though we've been in school for like a month now, I mean, these are still things you need every single day as a girl. What setting spray is the most inexpensive? And then we did a really cool article on inexpensive eyeshadow palettes, because nobody wants to pay $75 for a bunch of pressed powder. That's just not in a girl's budget most of the time. And nobody really wants to pay that, even if it looks pretty. I've done it before. It's stupid. And then we did a little bit of analysis on the First Lady, like what her style is really like. We took a bunch of different polls on Twitter, and everybody really liked this one dress she wore. It was the inaugural ball dress. People really loved that outfit from her. And then we did like a sorority recruitment guide. We did is the left taking identity politics and like ruining our culture? And then, the war on masculinity, which is an article I did, but it's the lifestyle issue. So a lot of different pieces that we brought in besides just politics. And I am so proud of my girls and guys that have written for this issue. And I'm just, hopefully we continue to grow, but we really stepped it up.
So, who do you have on the cover?
We have Alex Clark. She's a radio show host, and she's one of, I think, the top 10. It says in her article. I can't remember. I read a lot of different articles, and I'm also sick, so I'm a little sidetracked. But, yeah, she runs a great radio show. It's called the Alex and Joe Show. And the girl is unapologetically, she's just a huge supporter of Donald Trump, different conservative values, and she's beautiful. So that's another thing. But we actually met her at Young Women's Leadership Summit, asked a little bit about her. My CEO, Emily Roach, she ended up meeting her, and she's like, Laci, we have to get this girl on the cover. I was like, okay, what's she about? And she's like, she's basically the next Dana Lash. I was like, we have to do it. Like, that's what we're all about. You know, we did Will Witt last issue for Man of the Moment. And, you know, we want to catch them early before they become, you know, the next Sean Hannity or whatever. But Alex is just amazing. She has, like, another little show. It's called Triggered, and she talks all politics. And the girl's on fire. Like, that's a fun radio show to listen to. She's so funny. Like, if you're not interested in, like, learning about the daily politics from, like, Ben Shapiro, which I listen to every day, but she's like a little firecracker in the morning. I don't know how she has that much energy.
Yeah, as far as kind of like what you were saying, as far as want to catch people before they like really blow up. It's kind of like what I'm doing with you right now. You know, I want to get you on before you like really blow up, and it's gonna be like super hard to really get you on. I gotta talk to your people and all that. I want to try to get you on a couple of times before that happens. So.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it, and you guys do a good job. You know, whenever I listen to you, I'm like, oh, this person's an up-and-comer, because you are really watching every day. I'm like, we need to interview this person next. So, I mean, you know, I've done this thing within the past year. A good friend of mine, Isabel Brown, she actually writes for Expressions now. She said, you know, she was on the Young Women's Leadership Summit stage, and she spoke a little bit for future female leaders, and she said, this past year I just decided to say yes to everything that would positively impact me. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I took a little cue from her, you know, and part of that is being on the show with you. I just want to, you know, get out there and get the word out there as much as possible, because the message is super important.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you had Will Witt as the Man of the Moment in last issue. So who was it in this issue?
Okay, so I'm really excited about this one. His name's Devin Senna. He started his own pro-life publication called Human Defense Initiative. And the guy makes me look like an idiot on pro-life issues. I'm not, like, I don't mean that as a bad thing, but he's so smart. He knows every statistic in a book. He knows how to relate it to different things, and he's controversial. I don't always agree with things he says, and some of the girls in my group don't. But he's really working to open people up to the idea of saving the babies, saving all of them. And he's going to do it. He's going to get through to people. You know, some of the best people in this world are a little more controversial than we'd like them to be. I mean, look at our president, right? But we live in many ways. It's like no harm, no foul. You have to be willing to listen, and, you know, you should judge people on principle anyways. A lot of people were kind of angry with us picking him as Man of the Moment, but he's done so many amazing things for the pro-life movement. How could we not? He's going to be an amazing person within the next 5 years. He's going to hit it big, and he's really going to, I mean, even bigger than now. He's just so well-read, well-educated, and he was like, duh, we had to have him as Man of the Moment.
Yeah, you know, actually, that's someone I want to have on the podcast, you know, sometime in the future myself. Now
I can get you in touch, but yeah.
All right, well, go ahead then. So if people, this is a time, I guess, to let everyone know if they want to get that second issue and where they can go, social media and everything.
All right, so you can go to express-conservatism.com, and there's like a little drop-down menu, and you can press shop, and then it'll say view the latest issue, or you can do the subscription service. We have that now. We are getting close to already selling out our second issue through pre-order. It's available for pre-order right now. It will be live at 12 o'clock a.m. on the 21st. So look for that, and then we'll also have it online. It's in my bio on Instagram, in the Expressions Instagram bio, and also in our Twitter. There's a lot of different places you can find it, but going straight to the website skips a lot of different steps. But can't wait for you guys to see it.
All right, well, I appreciate it so much, and like you said, everyone go out and get the next issue, and you know, it's everything that's been going on is well deserved, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to continue to grow. So yeah, like I said.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much, Brian. You have a good one.
This is Dana Lash, and you're listening to Trend Chat.
Yeah, you know, first off, let me say something I should have mentioned before the interview started. as far as I guess the audio was a little strange in a way. Like that was on me. It was something where I didn't pick up. I didn't know how to fix it, and also I didn't hear it when I first recorded it. So, and then when I heard it after doing the editing, and my editor just couldn't get it couldn't fix it anymore after, and we didn't want to have to do the interview again. So we said, okay, you can pretty much hear it, right? And kudos to the editor. So as far as being able to get it to play better than it sounded at first. So hey, editor, thanks for that. Thanks, Brian. So if you don't know, the editor is me. So but yeah, and I appreciate Laci for coming on, and like I said, hopefully we get a chance to have her on again. Now, one other thing before we go, that there is a debate going on tonight, actually, with Senator Ted Cruz and with Representative Robert Francis O'Rourke. I'm just going to say that first, but he's also known as Beto, even though he's not Hispanic at all. But that's I think I would call it misleading, but whatever. And so they have a debate tonight, and one of three. Senator Cruz actually wanted 5, but I guess Robert didn't want 5 of them, and so they finally agreed to 3, and this is the first of 3 tonight here in Dallas. So hopefully I'll be watching somewhere if I'm not here still in the area, but I'm looking forward to watching this, because I just want to see Senator Cruz I just feel like he's just going to dismantle O'Rourke in this debate, and it feels like it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this. So just to let y'all know, I think NBC DFW is going to be live streaming it. I don't know whether on Facebook or somewhere. If you're not in the area to watch it on your local NBC network, but I think they will be live streaming it somewhere, hopefully. So if you want to catch the debate, then so that's it for us this week. We'll be back sometime next week. I would say Tuesday and or Thursday, but I appreciate everyone listening in. I appreciate everyone that has been listening in all this time. So, I just want to. I can't say it enough, and I actually should say it every time, because in the time that we do have, I want to acknowledge that, because as I've always said, I never even thought about doing one, let alone here we are. This is episode 111. Wow. So yeah. So thanks again, and until next week, we'll chat with you later.